Hello.
Yo, what up, Koopy?
This is your podcast, man.
I
You
know,
got
right? I
you
should
got to do
intro
the
it.
intro.
Okay. Woo, let's try this. I'm
we're
new. I'm
on,
new.
we're on my system, but it's your show technically still.
All right, let's try this. All right, ready? We're gonna try and intro this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Living Good with Jakeb Livengood podcast. I'm your host, Jakeb Livengood. I said my name way too many times there, but that's okay. We've got a guest today. This is Cooper Harrison. Cooper, please introduce yourself. Share a little bit about your background.
Yeah. Cooper Harrison, certified Reiki, I guess technically practitioner. Working my way into master. Certified hypnotherapist. Cryptocurrency enthusiast. I would say artist, writer, keynote speaker, technology aficionado, um, sober at the moment. Well, California sober, I should say. And lover of life, lover of things, lover of people, especially now, lover of the human experience, and digital nomad soon. Soon will be a digital nomad. Um, got a collective group called the Conscious Creators Kingdom for phase 0, phase 1 entrepreneurs, either starting a business, trying to scale it, or trying to start the business itself from the idea all the way to product or service creation. So I got that with you and a couple other partners. So we just launched. We did our early bird, and I got my call with the group on Saturday, which is literally 2 days away, which I finished up presenting last night. Retired athlete, collegiately speaking, and
Would you play?
I played football in college. It was rough on the body, still healing that, but a great time, great experience. Wouldn't change it for the world, and really love that I got to connect with just some high level people from that, and being able to also have the platform to give back to my community. I would say, in terms of having cancer, that's also another thing. Cancer survivor, been in remission for about 15 years, almost 20 years, and done a lot of charity work with that too. So yeah, there's a lot about me. I can go on and on probably, but I'll stop there.
A lot of accolades, man. You've lived a life. I absolutely love the word aficionado. I love that you hit that, and I also
Yeah.
love crypto enthusiast. I tell people on my one of my other podcasts, it's Crypto Canvas podcast, not related to this at all. It's a totally separate thing. But I always tell people I'm a social media enthusiast. And Crystal, one of the other co-hosts, she's like, Jake, you're not an enthusiast, you're an influencer. And I'm like, nah, no, no, no.
No,
I'm
we
an
don't like those
enthusiast.
terms.
Yeah, I'm like, no, don't give me that credibility, bro. Relax. Look, we're just gonna shoot. We have on the docket for conversation points here today. Absolutely nothing. We're just jiving around, just
Right.
conversating. I like that a little bit. It's a little bit of conversation, a little bit of, I don't know what other words are involved there. But, dude, what did you do today? What does your day look like on an average daily basis?
Whew. Well, it's right now the energy level's been tough for me. Fortunately enough, I get to feel what everyone else is feeling on this earth, and the vibration is definitely lower, so I'm feeling those repercussions at the moment. So today was a little slower in terms of what exactly I've been doing, but usually what I do on a regular basis is I work out, sometimes morning, sometimes middle of the day, and I'll work on either my business or my customer success job that I do for a technology resale company. And then, for lunch, I do my post workout smoothie if I don't work out in the middle of the day. Also, when I wake up, first thing I do, of course, I meditate and do self hypnosis to align myself. I also do gratitude journaling as well. If I have enough time, which I definitely will optimize my time once I get rid of some things in my life that take up 8 hours a day. But I like to read as well, so I like to try to read in my morning routine. But if that's not the case, like I'll just do the meditation hypnosis that I make for myself, and then I'll do gratitude journaling. So then um, I'll get some tea or some coffee in my system after I get water, of course. And then I'll do some work for a couple hours. That could be public speaking outreach, could be my business, but also my job, making sure I'm hitting my measurables for my job so I can still obviously work that job. But, and then middle of the day, usually that's when I work out, if not in the mornings. And then I'll get a protein smoothie in me, and then I'll get back to it for a couple hours. And then I will finish up, do some dinner, and then my nighttime routine. I usually do some research, whether it's research for my business, research for a book I'm writing, research for podcast episode. Sometimes I do recording of podcast or content. Um, or I research finances for investments. So, like, I have long term investments. Um, Not financial advice, but I do research like Bitcoin, Ethereum, where the numbers are at there. And then I look at my stock portfolio as well, see where I'm at with like all my tech stocks usually. So like Tesla and Nvidia and those kind of like blue chip guys, see where they're at, and then try to make some educated decisions on if I want to put any more leverage in there, or if I want to just leave it be. I do my research. I call it my research hour, my research time block, because I'm literally researching things to better my leverage of investment for my life. And that's what it is. And then to finish off the night, I do Reiki on myself. So usually about a half hour to an hour. I'll add red light to it. I have a red light lamp, and I'll touch like my chakra systems, and then if there's pain in my body, which today there's huge pain in my feet, which is embodied with the root chakra being, I would say, I'm not gonna say damaged. I'm saying the root chakra right now is definitely misaligned, which root chakra is safety, so not feeling safe. So honestly, I think I think we're all kind of feeling that in terms of safety within ourselves, and it's not because of who got elected. It's more of how people are responding to that, and yeah, just not feeling safe in my body. So tonight I'm gonna like basically put my hand on my feet and like work through the Reiki symbols on my feet. So
Okay.
that's how I end my night.
Fire. I do want to jump into the last thing you said there, but not immediately, right? Elected, and I don't have a TV. I live under a rock. I don't know what you're talking about. If somebody got elected, I don't know. But look, before that, right? Everything you said there, which was fantastic, that was really beautiful. Your day sounds like it's time chunked into a lot of task loads that are like clerical work moving forward towards something, right? A lot of it is, and my day is very very similarly crafted to that, right? It's get up, do my ice bath, right? I do my prayer, my meditation, then I go to the gym, I get my lift in, then I come back, I cook up, I clean up, do a couple of different tasks that are just cleaning and laundry every day, and then getting the cat boxes cleaned, replacing the stuff, just some clerical stuff that I have to do that's chore list basically oriented. Then I do deep focus work for a few hours. Then I have a time slot where I do my calls every day. All this is to say, right? And then I have my nightly routine to like unwind, get off technology. I slap the blue light blockers on, which you've got on as well. And so I actually a whole nother podcast episode that is a one topic I want to do a podcast on this entirely is like what I'm in. I can't speak for you, but where I'm at in my entrepreneurial process, Andy Frisella refers to it as no man's land. I like to go by the term valley of despair. And where it is, it's like I love what I do. Don't get me wrong by what I'm saying here. I love my life. I couldn't think of a better life. I'm building my dreams into reality. But every day I don't do anything oriented around the idea of fun. My life sucks, but it sucks intentionally. You know what I mean? Like I'm every day I'm sacrificing today doing stuff you otherwise wouldn't really love to do. I could think of things that I could do that would be more engaging and provide me fulfillment now, right now, today. But instead of doing that, I'm obfuscating that and doing task loads that I know are moving the needle forward towards my desirable future. So my life, like, low key sucks because I'm in the valley of despair, which is like this series of a couple of years when you're an entrepreneur where you're making these sacrifices in efforts to have a greater tomorrow with no guarantee of that fulfillment. And when you're in the valley of despair, you recently, I think it was either yesterday or today, did a poll saying, which do you more prefer? Do you need time or do you money, right? And you're in the valley of despair. You're in this deficit in life where you have a discrepancy on both time and money. So every day, a couple of things on the clerical task load. You're wearing so many hats as a founder that it is effectively impossible without mentorship and guidance and achieving a new baseline of mastery for things not to slip through the cracks. So every day you're potentially hitting 75, 80% on your DMOs or your PQOs. So you're not effectively executing on every single task you have for the day, but at the end of the day, being soft on yourself, hey, I know that I executed and I did move the needle forward. So I'm in that season. I don't know if you would clarify yourself as being in that season of life, but it's like I've kind of learned to love it. I couldn't imagine it any other way. Like I said, I love my life and I'm grateful for it. But this season I wake up some days and I'm like, this sucks, this again. But then, I get back into the gratitude framework and I'm like, actually, this is the greatest thing of all time. Because when I look back on these days, when I'm no longer in the quote unquote struggle, I'm going to be like, this is great. What do you think about the valley of despair?
I think you live in the valley of despair as long as you choose to. And I say that carefully because we don't want to, but it's like you have to. I think it's very ignorant to say that, like, it just even like rich people, like very very rich people that give money to their kids to start businesses. Like, people talk about the Jeff Bezos with 250 grand, as a startup loan. I 100% get, yeah, he had equity, like he got startup funds like very quickly. But I mean, he still probably had to put in a lot of work. Like, becoming a billionaire, yeah, you got to like put in a shit ton of work. And that's where I'm at, with everything I'm doing. And, I do have to wear a lot of hats. And, in order for me to outsource time and those sorts of things, you have to pay for it. And I've been doing that because I have a situation financially that benefits me right now to reinvest in my business. And, you know, I have respect for people that go ahead and do the work because it's not easy. And you have to do things. If you got to do it for free, you got to sacrifice time. But if you don't want to do it to sacrifice your time, you got to pay for it. And that's, what I've learned through this scenario. And, trying to outsource time and money is where I'm at right now. I'm still waiting for some things to kind of get through passing, checkpoints. But once that happens, I'll hopefully generate income like weekly that I don't have to work hard for. And that's the thing. Like, artificial intelligence, I think, is such a great tool that, I mean, I'd love to figure out artificial intelligence as like a social media manager. Like, there's so many things that you can do using LLMs, using learning language models, and being able to utilize machine learning to outsource your daily shit. And I think copywriting's one. I think social media management's one. I think, financially speaking, LLMs are going to take over that industry as well. I think machine learning is already in. those industries, especially like with the big firms like BlackRock and Blackstone and Vanguard. They use artificial intelligence. They don't really tell you about it, but they have machine learning components that's why they never lose in the markets. They'll lose for maybe a very short period of time, but long term they're always going to succeed. And that's huge.
Also, to touch on that though, when you're dealing with hedgy boys, if you've got $2 billion in liquidity, you're not going to get priced out of the market and liquidized on when the market's moving a little bit. You're not going to get shook out with 2 billion. You know.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, I think it's Aladdin. I think it's what BlackRock uses. It's an AI. It's basically like, if you think about it in simple terms, prop firms use like a trading bot, like an algorithmic trading bot. Um, they have that, but for the stock market. Like, they have that for. That's why they own all these different blue chip companies, and all they do is buy and sell chunk shares. Like, they'll own a fuck ton of Nvidia or a fuck ton of Tesla for, like, a year, and then they'll dump a bunch, and then they'll put that into Walmart, Costco. They'll put it all like consumer goods, ride that out, milk it, then do the same for technology companies. They just like use this Aladdin bot to buy and sell stocks and equities and like all this shit. So they just own everything to a certain degree. And
For
that's what but you can do that on a smaller level,
yes,
learning language models. And I think learning language models are going to help people make passive income. I 100% believe it, because if you have guys that just understand trading algorithms that don't go against those hedge funds, like, don't compete with the hedge funds. You'll never win. That's what I learned with day trading. That's what I learned with long term investing. Don't try to compete with them. You'll never win, and you'll never be able to time the way they time it. So, what I have looked into is learning language models that maybe trades, forex, foreign currencies, um, cryptocurrencies. Maybe it trades like small companies overseas. It's like, you gotta understand, as much as you may hate artificial intelligence, you can use it to your advantage to make passive income and also free up your time. Because if you have a learning language model um, creating your social media posts, and then you basically tell it, hey, hack the algorithm so I can try to go viral every time, it's going to figure it out. It's like a fucking person, and you feed it information. If you give it months of just info to crunch, if you give it literally just articles and textbooks and like all this shit, if you just feed it like a garbage disposal, it'll learn. And that's the thing. Like, you just have to use it to your advantage.
yeah. So what you're talking about here is using an artificially intelligence powered bot to trade. Now, define. You used a vocabulary word some people in the audience might not be familiarized with. What's a prop firm?
That's a good question, because it's still a new territory for me. A prop firm basically is, if I am correct, you trade you can trade different, like, it's different markets. A lot of people trade forex on it, but basically you buy this account, and it basically you pay like $1,000, and you can obtain a $200,000 account. So basically, you have a $200,000 account in value. Like, it's $200,000 of money. You paid $1,000 for it, but you can't cash out on it until you've hit, I think it's like 10% till you pass.
Yeah,
So
you
you
have
have
to
to get
pass a
20
test.
in profit. So
Yeah,
you need to make $20,000 in profit in order for you to like cash out on it at some point. And you can't even cash out on it daily. You can cash out on it usually monthly, bi-weekly, maybe weekly if you're lucky, from what I've learned. um, But basically, and if you lose like a daily average, you fail and then they kick you out.
Yep.
So if you lose a daily average of like a couple grand and then you lose like 8 to 10%, so if you lose like 10 grand or 20 grand total, they'll kick you out and like you'll lose all your money and like you won't get a refund. Yeah, it kind of sucks. But so
I want to
using
surmise that real quick for people that might not be grasping this. So you pay a starter fee
yeah,
to then grant access to a trading quiz. Prove that you know how to trade with this
right,
that has leverage. Use OPM, other people's money. You get a
right,
200,000 funded account, and you pass this test to prove that you are able to trade, and then you can actually achieve withdrawals. Now, combine that idea and that concept with an AI powered trading bot that is able to scalp the market and use advanced
mm-hmm,
strategy to trade effectively. And it is trading in the upward of the 80% positivity range. So you're in profit. Now you're looking at multiple four figures of income net per month that is completely automated using technology outside of you've now achieved time freedom, right? Is that what we're
right.
talking about here?
Absolutely. So yeah, so
That's exciting.
the algorithm is just you figuring out using artificial intelligence when to buy and sell.
Yep.
So like basically either because some people do this in different there's multiple ways to skin a cat. One of them is you have an AI system built into TradingView, which is what a lot of people do, um, where it literally tells you to buy and sell each candle, but you still kind of have to look at that. Like you can still get like an alert saying like, "Hey, go buy this," and then "Hey, it hit this amount, sell it." Hey, or if you want to get even more granular, you probably have people that do puts and calls, where it's like, "Hey, buy this call at this rate," based on the algorithm. Hey, cash out on it now.
But that way
Um,
you're still executing order blocks. That's not completely automated. You're clicking the
no.
buttons here.
So where the complete automation is literally you have an LLM buying and selling the trades from what it seems like. So like it's completely automated. And
Fire.
I mean that's like, you know, as dystopian as it sounds, I think Elon Musk even said like the AI and the robots are meant to make life easier in terms of it's meant to take low hanging fruit jobs. It's not that we don't value people, it's we just want to, I don't know, make your life easier. And to be honest with you, having a copywriter as like an AI bot or whatever has like my social media manager, I would love to pay someone to do it. The problem is it's such a expensive cost nowadays because there's so many people in that industry,
Yep.
which you would think would help, but it doesn't. If I could pay $1,000 a month for an AI bot, and all I got to do is just like feed it long form videos or like some shit like that, and it will literally post on Instagram, TikTok, like YouTube Short. If it does it for me, and I save like 10
Hours a
out,
day.
yeah, like 10 hours a week or 20 hours a week,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, I'm gonna do that. And it's like I don't hate people for that. It's just obviously the ROI is going to be there. Like that's the thing. Like you just got to think in ROI terms, and like AI, the ROI on it is because like if you look at Kathy Wood's breakdown of artificial intelligence, it gets smarter when you feed it, and the learning scalability is insane on AI. Like the way an AI bot can learn is so fast, and people don't even realize that. Which some people think it's scary. Um, I think to a certain degree it can be scary, but I mean, if you only teach it social media, it's only going to learn social media. It's not going to develop
You're talking
abstract
about
thoughts that it's going to escape, and then it's going to, like, harm you in some sort of way. That's not like, if you only feed it social media, like, it's only going to learn social media from what I've seen.
sure. You're talking about an incursion, like the Terminator, quantified
Right.
superintelligence that then becomes sentient and decides humans suck and
I mean, if you feed
eliminates them.
it, yeah, if you feed it like horrible shit, yeah, it's gonna be. I think of it as a mirror. It's gonna reflect you.
Yeah,
So if you if you try to build an LLM with the purpose of, like, it has its own mind, and like, I wanted to build, like, there was a AI story where somebody built AI, and the LLM literally broke free, and it created its own, like, religious cult, and then it tied a cryptocurrency to it, and then it rug pulled like millions of dollars. Like, it embezzled like millions of dollars. This AI bot. Like, that's crazy. And yeah, that is a little terrifying, but I think um well, the intentions were bad. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you just want to teach it social media so it becomes your social media manager, fuck yeah. Like, that's what I think, that's what it should be used for. It should be, I think it's just the intentions. And if the intentions are good, then it will be a force for good. But if you do it for evil just to fuck around and find out, yeah, it's gonna do some crazy shit.
yeah. I don't think the doom and gloom, narrative is really it. I think this is what it is, right? Like artificial intelligence is generating and scaling at a rate of scale that like it makes the growth of the internet look slow and ridiculous. And so what's going on is like what for you, not you specifically, but I'm just saying fictitiously to the audience, right? If you were able to use technology to generate $5,000 net profit a month outside of your direct purview, that is your money and it's just allocated to you because you have technology working for you, you're now at a place of financial freedom where you no longer have to have your job, and then you can then go focus on creative endeavors and pursuits that are things that you're passionate about, that you love, that you can then ultimately scale into your livelihood and go from making $5,000 a month passively using technology to you've now built a personal brand with a couple million followers, and now you're making tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions per year, right? Like it allows you to get that time freedom because this whole entrepreneurial pursuit and business development thing, it's never been about money. I don't need money. Like that's money's not my goal. Freedom is my goal. Money just happens to give me the financial freedom to then go be able to do the things that I want. But I'm not looking to just accumulate as much money as possible. I'm not disaffected by greed. I just want to be at the point where okay, I'm now comfortable, safe, and I can afford my lifestyle, my livelihood, and pursue my creative endeavors and pursuits. I think that's really there's a discrepancy there. There's a complete different shift in the way that you're moving in the world, and that changes the authentic scale of how you're showing up in the world, right? And
Right.
like one thing, I think people are concerned that like not concerned, but they're like they hear, okay, I need to hit this checkpoint of $10,000 a month, and that's so overbearing and overwhelming for them because they may be in a job where they're making a couple thousand a month and then they're spending the majority of that on expenses. And so they're like, it's so beyond my grasp. I can't even quantify it. And it's like, okay, well, let's relax. How about what if this month you tried to make $10 online and then you did that and you're like, this is sick. What if I could make $100 online? Right. And break it down into more tangible things. One thing that I touched on today in my podcast that I did earlier, that was a solo one, I was talking about objections. So one thing that I've been doing, and right, you touched on it briefly, but we glazed over it. We have a business mastermind called the Conscious Creators Kingdom. We help people grow and scale. And, I've been reaching out to people directly that I've met over since I was 14 years old. I've never deleted a contact. I have like 900 people in my contacts, and a bunch of the people that are not business minded, one specifically, I won't name drop him because I'm not in the business of, I'm not trying to put him on blast, but he's a server. He smokes weed, and then he complains public facing about he doesn't like his job. And then when he's off work, he smokes weed and plays video games on his downtime. That's all he does. And he didn't even let me get to the point where I was telling him, like about the opportunity what the CCK provides, because he's like, "Hey man, like online courses are a scam. Like it sounds like you're gonna gear up to try and sell me something. I don't even want to hear it." And what concerns me about that is like the philosophy that you can't learn things on the internet. You in the digital information age, like people can't that are a little bit further, a couple of steps higher up the socioeconomic ladder than you are, can't reach back down and help you educate on something that is going to fundamentally change your life. It's That's not a functioning working philosophy of the world we live in. The basically we're having the fourth industrial revolution as technology, and you can either just sit by idly and just go, oh, well, that's for somebody else, or you can grab the bull by the horns and do something about it, right? So I mean that's what my goal with being involved in the CCK is. I hope to be able to help at least 10,000 people make their first $100,000 online, because it's not, I mean, it sounds big, but it's actually, once you start going down the path, it's not unfeasible. I've been a full-time entrepreneur 8 years. I've done over $1 million in revenue. So it's, once you just get started, getting started is way harder than staying going. Once you're going, you're in. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're teaching, like we're going to teach, like I already did kind of AI as a master class in the CCK the first time around when we opened it, but we're going to revamp that portion into our group, and I think that's why I want people to join, because I want to teach them AI and how to use it in their business. And it's more than just like using chat GPT and shit like that, because like chat GPT is great, but like there's more to, like I said, LLMs are more than just chat GPT. Like there's more depth that you got to go down, because when you do go down that rabbit hole, you can find saving literally hours of time. And I think my thing that I learned from my collective that I was in personally, where I had a good experience for the most part, but was lied to about a lot of things um, because of that codependent relationship that the guy that ran the group, he relies on you to be codependent. Like we have so many codependent relationships. And I also learned that through what's been going on in the world lately, especially with the election. Like we have so many codependent relationships on the wrong shit. And like that's the problem with codependent relationships. When you are severed from that, you kind of realize, fuck, I'm not as strong as I think I am.
yeah,
And that's what I learned from this collective group. Like after I left, I was like, it was actually the opposite. I severed that relationship and I learned, wow, I know a lot more than actually this guy was even saying. And actually, you don't need to struggle as much as like he put it. And that's why passive income I think is real. I used to be a hater of it, but I do think it's real. And like artificial intelligence is, it's real. Like, and I think artificial intelligence will make our lives easier. You just have to you have to make time investment into learning it, and then a money investment, like not just doing chat GPT for free, but like paying for like real AI shit. That's like I would love, like I've been researching AI, like LLMs dedicated to social media management or dedicated to building like a trading. I would love to build my own, or I would love to hire a team to build my own, and that just takes developers. And I'd love that opportunity. So yeah, like, and the other thing with the group too is, look, whatever happens, however you feel about this election, I don't fucking care how you feel.
me neither, bro.
So sorry. I posted a video, if Trump won, I was going to get up, meditate, exercise, love, build my business. If Kamala wins, I literally copy and pasted what I put in the Trump section into the Kamala section.
Yes.
The amount of hate I got, I was like, fuck your feelings. Because honestly, giving my power away to a construct of a person or voting, the slavery of that, no. I am in control of my own life. Nobody can affect me but me.
Yes.
I refuse to allow that. Um, but I do think our American society will advance in a better in a better trajectory now. I do think that.
As do I.
But anyway, you have to be in control of your own life, and what better way to do it than to be a part of a group for less than $100. Well, now it's $127, but $127, less than 150 a month. And you're going to, like, my first call on Saturday is going to give you a blueprint on how to make money as quick as possible off of yourself. And yeah, it's like we got to stop complaining about what we don't have and just be grateful of what we do have. And we have an opportunity to, if you didn't like the election and you didn't like who was voted in as president, join our group, become wealthy, and then give the
Who
finger.
cares? Yeah.
Then give the finger to America and just leave. Like, honestly, like, wealth is the solution. Like, it really is the solution. Like, if you become wealthy, your problems disappear.
Yep.
And you're seeing some of these celebrities, they're like leaving the country and like all this shit. I hope, one, that tells you celebrities don't give a fuck about you. And then two, I hope it teaches you that money gives you the opportunity to move wherever the fuck you want to move. And
Yep.
you know what? I'd love to live in Italy. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd love to move to Italy and I'd love to live in Italy. It's just, in order to do that, I would love to have seven figures to like just make that happen. Because you know what? I could relocate my life very comfortably and I could fuck off forever. Like, that's where I'm at. And that's why, trying to passively create six figures a year passively
Yep.
gives me an opportunity to quit a few opportunities that I have to be married to at this time to make money. Quit those opportunities, dedicate all my energy into shit that I love. And once I have that frequency into my art, then it's going to sell for even more. And then I'm going to be in a way better spot. So, yeah, it's just, yeah, we got to stop complaining and just fucking go do shit. Like, join the
100%.
group.
Okay, so we election's been a buzzword, and I do want to touch on that, but I want to circle back to one thing before I touch on the election
Yeah.
because this one's huge. Talking about collective group, and the spirituality community, and then even circling further back to some of the people that had consternation to, hey, it's you're trying to tell me, you're asking, how's your life going? What are you doing for work these days? You're asking probing, leading questions to my life. It sounds like you're going to try and sell me something. F off, right? So this encompasses all of that right now, okay? And this is a big deal. Number one quarter of your monthly grocery bill. Coop and I are not course sellers. Okay, we get our income. We're self sovereign funded individuals. We don't make. Yes, we do make money from you joining the collective and the group. However, and I speak for me, not him, but I I'm overjoyed at the prospect of helping you accomplish your goals, dreams, and visions. I love that. I get more fulfillment from that than even scaling my own business further. But it changes my life. One person joining the collective and paying this fee changes my life exactly 0%. And so, like, there's no scam or it's information. It's you're scamming yourself if you have one income stream. It's your job and you're not working to build anything else, and you're too scared and too risk averse to take the leap on yourself. I'm standing here. I'd love to help you. But if I even gave you the information all for free, you wouldn't value it in the same way. You wouldn't execute on the necessary information. Same information. Someone pays for it, someone doesn't. The person that pays for it will value it more, execute on the information, and then make something of it, right? Another thing that goes right along, you say something if you want to that.
I was just gonna say amen, but yeah, like great point. Honestly, this is just something, and Maggie and Kimmy can attest to this. Like we all came together because we all have a revenue agreement, and like we all are splitting the income of this. Like one person isn't going to have life-changing money, so like we aren't attached to the money aspect of this. We genuinely want to help people, because I was in a collective group where I paid $3,000 for 6 months.
Yeah.
That's fucking bullshit.
And I
And
want
I
that's another one of my points touches right on that, what we're going to talk about here in a sec.
and another thing too, you're not paying just for learning. I have literal connections to business funding. I have two connections now in that, not just one. I have two. And then I have the prop firm. I have a connection there. And then I have social media management connections as well. But I know like social media management, like we'll have an offering, you and I. Like we'll have a roundtable type thing where if people want to work with us one on one, we'll have that offering when we have more clarity on the group. But like we have connections. That's like what it's for. It's not just for teaching you shit. Like I want to help connect you to people. And like you're paying $127 a month to be connected to people when you're actually ready. Like you have to be ready on your business. Like you got to be ready on your credit, and you got to be ready on like some initial investment things for sure. But when you're set, dude, oh fuck. Like people are going to stick around in our group, not just because of what they learn, but because of the connections they're going to make through
Yes.
us.
Yes. I understand. I understand the risk adversity and going, hey, online courses are a shim sham. I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. And I'll tell you why. It's because I've spent $15,000 in the last 8 years on online courses. I've absorbed a lot of knowledge, and I've done over $1 million in revenue. So I can tell you unequivocally that online courses work if you work. However, it is also true on the other side of the coin. There are people here's the problem: course sellers. I'm going to break this down for you, and this is a problem we have in the spirituality community. We're not name dropping anybody, okay? But look, this is what happens, okay? I'm By the way, I'm 27 years old. I've done over $1 million in revenue. I have 3 multi-member S corps. I had a VC funded tech company I exited. I drive a Prius. Okay, I live in one of my parents' property. I technically live at home as a 27-year-old with 800,000 followers. Listen to me, I'm living so far beyond my, like, below my means. It's ridiculous. The 80-20 rule. Here's the difference between course sellers and real people like Coop and I. Okay, this is what we've got going on, and this is why this dogma, this stigma exists. That people are like, I got to stay far away from course sellers. They're scammers. There are people out here. They are wolves dressed in sheep clothing, and what they do, they use the 80-20 principle backwards. They go, I'm going to spend 80% of my income leveraging it into bad debt, i.e., depreciating liabilities like exotic cars or renting out a mansion that's far beyond their means, to then sell an information product at a high ticket value and go, hey guys, look at me, look at my lavish lifestyle, hopium you into. If you buy my stuff, I can teach you to live like me. And then they're trying to live off of this 20%. Whereas what I'm doing, 100% the exact opposite. I am broke, optionally broke. When a friend asks me if I want to go get drinks, I say, "Hey, I'm broke. I can't do that." I'm trying to spare their feelings, which is sort of not the whole truth. But what is the whole truth is I don't value that opportunity in the same way. I don't want to come out and spend $35 on drinks with you and then ruin my schedule for the next day. So I don't have money for that. I'm optionally broke. I choose to be broke because I live off of this tiny little sliver, 20%, and 80% of my income goes immediately into investments so that I can compound grow even faster. It's the exact opposite. I'm not going to try and build out a flexy, flashy lifestyle so that you buy my stuff because you think, oh, he's super successful. I want to be like him. Numbers speak for themselves. I don't need to flex a lifestyle that's completely leveraged on bad debt to get you FOMO'd into buying something. It's the complete opposite. So I understand why there are people that are so hyperly skeptical of course sellers, because what I just described there's a lot of those guys and girls. everywhere, and they're dangerous.
Dude, yeah, they're fucking. Oh man, because and it's crazy because like I was talking with someone. She is in Costa Rica, and she's like, yeah, these people are using. I'll tell you where they're hiding, or where they're not hiding. This is where they're masking themselves. Spiritual entrepreneurs. That's what they're all doing. And to be honest with you, and Kimmy's a big I love Kimmy because Kimmy talks about this shit all the time. She's not as vocal anymore on like Instagram, but she really was at one point, and I loved her for that. That's why I wanted her as a partner because she's a real one. And I mean Maggie's a real one too, but like Kimmy is definitely very outspoken, and I appreciate that about Kimmy. There's a lot of siphoning going on. I actually dated someone, and she was a part of the holistic health community, and she took steroids, like she took Anavar, and she was bodybuilding, like she was giving off this whole
Huge, bro.
fucking hippy dippy plant loving lifestyle, and then she's actually doing Anavar and like all this other shit. You know what I mean? Like
But was she huge, bro?
what?
Was she huge?
She was a bikini uh figure.
Yeah, yeah. But was she shredded? Like, would she
Oh yeah,
outlive
she
you?
was shredded. Yeah, she was shredded for sure. But like, and she was very angry. But yeah, she was a fucking anger ball of anger.
That's
But
what the test will do to you, bro.
yeah, that's what the Anavar will do to you. But basically, like all these fuckers are hiding in. They're not, and I keep saying hiding. They're hiding their truest self because their true self is mommy and daddy didn't love them, or mommy and daddy didn't give them everything they wanted, or some bullshit like that, and now they have like 50 to 100,000 followers pretty much bought. They run ads on Instagram like no fucking other, because I get them all the time now, and I'm like, why are you fucking running ads? If you're a spiritual entrepreneur that's embodied, why are you running ads? Because like if you are like, oh, you attract like who you are, why do you have to run ads for all your fucking clients then? You know what I'm saying? Like it's very, very hypocritical. And honestly, it's one of those things where that's why people don't trust the space. It's like crypto, bro. Like, and unfortunately, like so many, it's a greedy environment. And a lot of these spiritual entrepreneurs, and it's not all of them, because I've actually met some really cool people lately, because I've upgraded myself from a spiritual vibration. Um, I've met some really cool young men and women that are like in their early 20s, maybe late 20s, that are it's funny. The ones that I find problematic, they're all in their 30s. Like they're all in their mid to late 30s. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yes, I have.
It's very weird. Like they're all like millennials, and I don't know if like something hit them where they were almost to the point of oh, I just didn't want to work in an MLM, so I'll just like create my own business that's fully fabricated. And they
I'm
all
so
so
glad. I want to interrupt you just real quick.
yeah,
I'm so glad you just said MLM because is that not the same thing as an MLM? But network marketing is what we're talking about, multi-level marketing,
100%.
right? If you if you leverage bad debt to build a fake lifestyle to sell an information product that you then, in order to cover your baseline expenditures, you then need to rope more people in to go, hey, buy my stuff so that you can have a lifestyle like mine. You've just built an MLM. It's just you're in spirituality. So I'm so glad you just said MLM, bro. Keep going.
And there are MLMs within spirituality. Like I was like trying to I was trying to like fill out some part-time applications for like life coaching, mindset coaching, and it's people trying to sell some fucking like course or whatever that's like $4,000 or $5,000, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not selling that shit. I don't even believe in it myself. And like the problem is everyone thinks their method is the only method that works. And that's where everything that I've encountered with these older spiritual entrepreneurs, they think their method is the only method, and if you don't use it, you're like cut off from them. They don't view you as a person. They don't view you as a person. That's the problem. They view you as a fucking dollar figure. They view you as a
Yep.
bag. And honestly, it's 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 why like I don't go to those masterminds, and I'm not going to say which ones. There's one that's coming up, and I'm not going to it for a reason, because the guy that's running it, I know who he is as a real person, and I don't fuck with any of the shit that he really promotes. But it's like it's not even a mastermind; it's a mental masturbation. Like that's what it is. Like you just say a bunch of rah rah Instagram quotes on a stage, and then people eat that shit. It's almost as bad. It's literally as bad as megachurch Christians, uh, liberalism or conservatism, or obsessing over sports gambling, like football team, basketball team, like athletes. Like it's cult. It's a cult. And I don't want to build a cult. That's not what the CCK is for. If you want to leave and then come back, go
Do it.
for it.
Yeah.
If you want to build with us, go for it. If you don't, that's fine. Like it really doesn't matter. I'm still going to be friends with people even if they don't aren't even if they're not a part of the group. Like I get to see you literally in like a month, and I'm super excited. I'm
Yeah, bro.
so fucking excited. And I get to stay with one of our members in the CCK.
Isn't that
I'm going to go
crazy?
stay with her.
Isn't that crazy?
That's awesome. I fucking love it. Like, I'm going to go stay with one of our members. I've never met her in person, but I've known her for literally years. And we came from the same collective group, and we both had bad experiences, you know? And it's just like, although she had it worse, she was getting used for her services for free as he was profiting. I kid you not, this man is making hundreds of thousands of dollars now off of his his general knowledge but no expertise knowledge. So
Yeah.
basically teaching people credit card inquiry removal, how to look at a Yahoo Finance chart and just say this cash flow is why you should invest in this company. Um, and then a very, very low level entrepreneurial like knowledge spread. Like it's ridiculous. And honestly, like the whole investor mastermind shit, I cannot stand that, because they teach you very little insightful things. Because I've worked with Fortune 500 finance companies. Like
Yep.
as a technology person, I've worked with Fortune 500 companies. They all say the same shit on how to become wealthy and fast track to wealth. And all you have to do is find a small amount of companies that do really fucking well. It's not hard. But these masterminds that you pay tens of thousands of dollars for, they'll like let you see under the lid, but then they won't go beyond that. So like you kind of just like are throwing shit at the wall, and hopefully something sticks.
Yep.
And
And
that's
then
where
you
I'm
have to
I'm
put the
sick of it.
pieces of the puzzle together for how it relates to your personal situation and business. You have
So
to sort of.
I'm going to teach people how you don't need to look at a chart all the fucking time to make good investments. In fact, now you probably don't even need those masterminds. You can literally teach yourself to invest. Like, honestly, a YouTuber that has millions of followers is actually going to be more knowledgeable than these fucking clowns that
And
run
it's
these
free content.
$10,000.
Just
Exactly. And it's
look it
free.
up.
And it's more genuine too. Like these
Yep.
guys are more genuine because guess what? You get to watch their videos for free. I mean, they make money off of affiliate links and sometimes sponsorships, but those sponsorships are usually like Robinhood, like investing apps. Like it's not even like a company to invest in because obviously that's illegal. So it's really just like download Robinhood, like, and then they get paid by Robinhood to like just say download Robinhood. That's all it is. Those people probably know more than these fucking gurus. And that's what
Yeah.
I'm tired of. I'm tired of gurus that say they know everything. And the only reason they got to their success, and they did work hard, I will say that. I'll give them that credit. They worked hard. But the way they got to where they were is exploiting vulnerable people. Like I had a guy say he discharged his car. And actually, I'm working on credit repair with a guy right now. He exposed that he was doing the guys collective group that I was in. He was the other guy that I'm going to now. He actually had to help discharge the car for him and
Yeah.
his partner. Like he lied. He had no fucking idea. And I sat in his master class on how to discharge a car. Like no fuck. I'm like, this guy is pulling shit out of his ass. And I had a friend try to discharge a car and he got fucked over.
Yeah.
And he went to the guy that ran this group and he's like, well, you had to use discernment. You knew the risk. It's like, no, we're not. I'm like, I will never do that to people. That's why I'm not, I'm not going to introduce anything yet to our group until I have full results. And I do have full results on one person that I'll introduce into the group for the funding part. The other person I still need to get results with, and then the prop firm I need to get results with before I introduce it. But I am confident that I'm going to get results. And when I do, I'm like, hey, I had this experience. It was good. If you want to, obviously discernment still will be used, but I used this. I'm not going to gatekeep and say I built this success. That's the other problem I have with these gurus. They say they build their success, but in reality, they used other people and they just didn't tell you about it truthfully.
Yeah, bro. I never claim accreditations for what I've built. I always put the glory on God. But bro, one of the things that like so each of us so one of the things that for me with the CCK, it's like, look, you said, if you want to come in, you regurgitate, get some information, and then you want to leave and come back, that's certainly well warranted. And some of these collectives don't allow that. Once you leave, you're ixnayed. They'll you can't join back, right? And what this is, we are practitioners. We're not course sellers. We're practitioners. We're real businessmen that really do this. I've done $500,000, just shy, 470K, right around on Amazon FBA. And that was both online retail and private label. I understand it. I can teach it. I do it, right? Another business model that I do that's really fun is freelance content creation and UGC, both on Amazon and TikTok, and on my individualized personal brands on social media using my brand page. Just in the last week, I've had $1,700 of technology sent to me. And I have an example. I sent an email to a brand. I wanted this product. I emailed them. I sent them a couple of pieces of content and say, hey, this is the UGC style content I can make for you. Send me this. I want it. Boom, they sent it, right? So that's another business model I actively do. It's a choose your own adventure thing in the CCK, right? We're going to teach you. We're not going to gatekeep any information, full fledged A to Z, including all the DMOs, all necessary daily like it's going to be actionable stuff, right? Tactical value. And then you can do whatever you want, right? We're going to teach you more business models than you could even justifiably do. Like you can't do everything, but you can do a few of them. And then it's just a choose your own adventure. What resonates with you? What do you could you see yourself building and doing? And we're not going to judge you for okay, well, you want to do this, but you could actually do this better. Like, it's no, this is what where you're feeling called and what you want to do, so we're going to help you make that happen. If you choose to leave, no skin off our back. We're not tripping. We're not mad at you, right? Personal brand. I built 800,000 followers. I can show you exact tactical strategies I've used to grow my brands. You can then take that information and do with it what you will, and build a brand around your passions and your hobbies. Like, no gatekeeping at all. This is highly tactical knowledge, and it's going to help you evolve in multi facets, right? Jack of all trades, master of none, but always greater than the master of one. We have subject matter expertise in several different industries and niches, which is I think we're really different. And like I honestly think we're charging too little. I'm not calling for us to raise it. I don't care. It's great. I actually think it's awesome. But it's like the value that's in there. And that's why in my last pod I said, look, I'm not closing anyone. I'll never close anyone. If you don't want to join, that's totally chill. I feel bad though for you because you don't understand. You haven't closed the value gap. You don't understand the massive amount of value you're getting for this tiny little price tag. It's insane. It is absolutely insane what we're doing here, and I know we're going to fundamentally change so many lives. It's going to be awesome. I want to
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I mean, you're right. It is cheap for what I could charge for it, and I don't need to close you. Like when I remember we were talking about, and I think you asked me about like one-on-one like conversations. I'm like, dude, this doesn't need. We don't need to work that hard to sell this. Like in terms of, if you have to rely on your sales, then there's something wrong with your product. And there's nothing wrong with our product. I think our product is great. And another thing, we have an affiliate program. So like if you literally bring simple as this, if you bring 5 people, that pays for your membership monthly because you're going to get paid out 20% in commission every time you bring in a friend. So how about that? You
I,
get fucking paid every month.
I want to play devil's advocate real quick because that sounds a little bit like network marketing. That sounds like an MLM, bro. Sounds like a pyramid scheme.
I mean, yeah, but you get paid to bring your friends into this group, and I want people to be able to get paid to also be in the group. Like I want you to make money passively. So if you're in the group and you bring a friend, you're getting commission, you get paid passively to be with your friends.
Yes.
And then your friend can bring like their friend that you don't know. He gets paid, she gets paid off of that as well. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. There is a network marketing component to it, but the thing is, I didn't have that in the collective group I was in. They didn't have an affiliate program. It was just me paying, 3 grand every 6 months
Yeah.
to learn like little basic knowledge that I
To
had
be
to spend extra hours doing anyway.
Yeah. To be clear, also, it's not structured as an MLM or network marketing. It is solely an affiliate structure. There's a fundamental difference. I was just playing devil's advocate, just trolling a little bit.
I mean, yeah, but like, I'm sure somebody could uh, take that out of context anyway. So like, if you want to think it's a network marketing thing, go for it. I don't give a shit. I really don't. It's not. It's just an affiliate program. But I mean, yeah, like why wouldn't you want to get paid to like be a part of a group? I think it's the coolest structure ever. I have not seen a collective group have an affiliate program. Maybe school, like maybe on school,
Yeah.
but
School is a platform. Yeah.
I've never, well, even the school groups I'm in, I haven't seen an affiliate program. I have not. Now, granted, one of those is a free program, but that's different. It's more just, it's like a sales. It's more like a sales masterclass thing, which I already kind of know. It's kind of the same jargon that you kind of get anywhere else, but um, yeah, the affiliate program, like you get paid 20% a month off of your friends if they join. So you're gonna make $20 to $30 off of your friend's membership, and then guess what? You can take that money and you can, I don't know, go do something with your friend. Like be like, hey, you I made money off of you as a friend. How about I take you out to dinner or some shit? You know what I mean? Like you can give
Yeah.
that back too. That's the crazy part. You can literally make money that I lose. Like I lose money on that. You lose money on that because obviously, as the affiliate program, we sacrifice profit,
Yes.
but we want more people. Like we want more people. So obviously, we're going to sacrifice our profit because we don't give a shit to help you get friends in the group and you make money off of it.
And
Like we
and
care
why
about
we
you.
don't care is because we're practitioners. The income coming in from joining the collective is not our primary source of income. We really do
Right.
this. Yeah.
I'm a hypnotherapist. I don't need this group, but I want this group. That's the
Yes.
difference. I don't need
Uh,
a codependent. As a guy who is a master of psychology at this point, in terms of energetics and all those things, I don't need a codependent. I don't want a codependent relationship from a romantic partner. And I sure as hell don't want one from you. And I sure as hell don't want one from our members. I don't want
yeah.
that. But that's another thing too. Some of my sessions you're going to get with me are going to be spiritual, and they're also going to be, I'm going to do hypnotherapy in a group setting. Like you're going to get a group hypnotherapy setting basically through my meditations.
Yeah.
That's, you're not going to get that anywhere else. I'm just saying.
It's
So
legendary.
I can say it till I'm blue in the face, but you know, I
Should,
digress.
should we do a little awkward moment of silence together? No, all right. Wait. So I want to touch one more thing. A little bit more devil's advocate. Okay.
Yeah.
I want I want people listening to know, no matter what it is, faith, fitness, finance, fiduciary responsibilities, doesn't even matter. Okay. I'll tell you right now, because I did this for 7 years. All right. You don't need to buy courses. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to, you can learn anything in the digital era by yourself. Absolutely 100%. You don't need us. You can go figure out all this information. It will take a substantially longer amount of time to do it that way. So, what you're paying for not only is the network and the connections, but you are paying for the fast tracked ability. Let me tell you right now, okay, 8 years in, if something like this was presented to me and existed when I was still in entrepreneurship, where I was in the idea phase of, okay, I have a job and I want to become an entrepreneur back in 2018, early 2018, if something like this was presented to me, I would be a heck of a lot further in my life today than I am now, because for 7 years I was running all by myself. I was a solopreneur trying to figure it all out. By the way, you can do that. Absolutely, right? Let's draw it back to fitness, right? If you get into the gym, like, you don't need to pay a trainer to help teach you about your meal planning and macronutrients values, and what you're supposed to be lifting, and educate you on the split and how intensity works, and you don't need any of that. You can, I did it. You figure it out by yourself. You absolutely can do that. If you get a personal trainer, you are just fast tracking your success and the results that you're looking to get, right? And it's the same with financial. You don't need us, but I'm telling you right now, if this was presented to me when I was starting, I would have jumped on it, and it would have fundamentally changed my life, because if you want to go and figure out all the lessons by yourself, it's going to take you a heck of a lot longer. Whereas you can just have a conversation with us. We're going to be doing regular calls that are mastermind calls, and you might hear something that is a lesson, a failure in our lives that we learned from, and we now changed our executables so that we are operating from a place where that failure doesn't happen again. That means you don't have to make that failure, because you learned from our failures instead of trying to learn from your own failures. We're going to cut you so much time. You can do what I did in 8 years in 2.5, 3 years, which is going to be, I mean, you're not even going to be able to believe it or quantify it.
Right.
It's going to be game changing. So,
Absolutely. My goal is to get people to be quitting their job in half the time, it takes me. And the thing is, I want people to just live their purpose and to feel happy. And that's the thing, like, I don't know, I want people to genuinely be happier with their lives, and that means working on something that they truly care about, or working on multiple things that they care about. Like, people are multifaceted. Um and like, we have the Bitcoin miner app that we're using. Like, we're going to throw that in the group. Like, I got, AI knowledge, I got spirituality knowledge and healing your subconscious, and like, being bold and like believing the wealth is going to actually come to you, and opportunities will present itself in your reality. and then learning accounting and how to, be your own accountant, and then, how to have a better mindset every day. And yeah, man, it's just we have something special. And, I think that people, because here's the thing, the economy is about to boom.
Oh yeah.
So
Why is that?
I don't want to put a fear, I'm not trying to fear monger, but I don't want people to miss the boat. And that's why, like, I come on this show with you today because, like, I'm like at that point where I'm like, the economy's gonna boom
Why is that though? Why is the economy going to boom?
because we got a president that wants to fucking,
Take away our rights. The president that
we
wants to
have
take
we
our
have a
rights.
president who cares about money more than anything else, which, I mean, it is what it is. But here's the thing, we're going to assets are going to go crazy. Bitcoin, Ethereum, stocks, everything's going to go crazy. Everything's going to be cheap. There's going to be more money in the economy. I want people to capitalize on that. So when we hit, because recessions happen, like you're always due, cyclical. So when the next recession happens, it's not going to affect you. You're going to be like, I make millions of dollars. I have bulletproof businesses.
Yep.
Not
Problems
worried.
problems on the other side of the coin are opportunity. If you have capital, if you have a bunch of allocatable capital ready, liquid, ready to go, and there's a market crash, a market correction, oh no, the world's in shambles. For people that have got liquidity, that's opportunity. It's not a problem because you scoop up, properties, get into real estate, whatever it may be, whatever vertical. Usually, when the market corrects big, it's every industry, right? But now you can buy things at a discount, a heavy discount. So problems or opportunities, it really just depends on your vantage point based on your socioeconomic positioning, your mindset, your philosophy on life. We've touched it so many times, and I want to make a left turn, or I suppose we could call it a right turn, right? But that was stupid, bro. Okay, no, look, all right, politics. What's going on, dude? It's November the 7th. All right. I never spoke publicly about politics ever using my social media platform until 2 days ago. And something happened. Something interesting happened. First off, um, I I proudly voted for former President Donald J. Trump, and I'm happy to see that he got in. If that hurts your feelings, okay. And here's the problem with that, right? I got blocked by 32 people, one of which, like, every single one of them that blocked me are not random people that found me on social media that are just following me. Every single one of them was people I genuinely have met in person that I know. And here's the big problem: if you cannot have adult discussions with differing opinions without getting emotionally inflammatory and getting to attacking. Divide and conquer only works if they can successfully divide people. And if all of your philosophies and modalities were formulated from talking points from a extremely biased perspective that is literally designed to preach fear doctrine to get you to divide, right? And then now you can't have logical, rational discussion because talking in facts and not emotions will absolutely destroy the fabrication of the fallacy you've assumed in your mind. And so you just resort to attacking, and then you block everybody and you cut them out of your life completely. They're a bad person. You've created a siloed echo chamber that just reverberates your own thought biases. You will never grow. And as far as communism goes, what you are genuinely, it's called a useful idiot. And I'm not calling you an idiot. What I'm calling you is go read history. Every time when there's a two-party class and one of them is super divisive and says these guys are the bad guys, they're not allowed to talk, censor everything they say. Every time those are the bad guys, every single time. And then their followers, their constituents that are just repeating these talking head points, when they achieve true full power, beyond a shadow of a doubt, they have full construction of everything that goes forward, the useful idiots are rallied up first and killed. The people that were supporting this Luciferian agenda are killed off because they don't need you anymore. They already got power. And besides, the people of the other party that actually have the ability to critically think, those are the ones they want working for them as their slaves in the have yachts and the have nots. So it's dangerous what we're seeing in the world. I'm one guy. I don't claim to know it all or have it all figured out, but we each have different perspectives based on our lived experiences, right? And this is the way I'm seeing it. I think overall, Donald J. Trump, while it's very possible that his personal character, right, like the Stormy Daniels thing, I'm a Christian man. I'm not going to pay a prostitute to have sex with me. And even if I were to do that, which I'm not going to, have her sign a contractual agreement involving an NDA, which could be as, fraudulent hush money, bribery. I think it's morally reprehensible. But when we're talking about a position of leadership, moving forward, one of the biggest, most powerful countries on the planet, which, by the way, if you're one of these socialist, fascist people that are in our generation, you've been indoctrinated. I'm sorry. Capitalism. I'm a capitalist. I'm all about free economies of trade. I think it's great. I think it's the best system that us stupid bonobos have managed to figure out so far. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's certainly better than communism. Like, that's just my opinion. If it hurts your feelings, I'm sorry. We shouldn't be talking, when we're talking about the head of the executive branch, we shouldn't be talking about personal character. We should be talking about policies and whether or not that aligns with our worldview more or less, right? And also, if you're going to regurgitate talking points of, I made the joke, he's trying to take our rights away. If you're going to regurgitate talking points that aren't even remotely true, but it's just what the opposition has told you that they're going to do, and they're totalitarian, and let's compare him to Adolf Hitler. It's like, you're not actually, just like when I'm educating about blockchain or personal development, I always tell everybody, I want you to assume I'm bold-faced lying to you so that you then have the wherewithal to go out, look into this, formulate your own opinion. Take what I say as a grain of salt, and then research it yourself, formulate your own opinion. If you're not critically thinking and analyzing to form your own philosophy on all of these things, specifically politics, you are a useful idiot, and that is dangerous to humanity as a whole. So I know I'm not worshiping Donald Trump. I think we were given we were given two options, and there's a lesser of two evils, and I think that's where we're at. And if that hurts your feelings, I'm sorry, but it's not going to hurt your pocketbook in the next 4 years as your life is great, because economically we're flourishing at a new level. That was a long monologue. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. If you hate the decision, you, like I said, you can just come build wealth, because we won't be political in the group. I have no intentions of making anything political. I've always been apolitical, and I always will be apolitical. I will say, RFK was the guy I was really rooting for, and I think a lot of people were RFK, and then when he dropped, I think a lot of people went to Trump just because of and I love RFK from the standpoint of he stood for. I love the health aspect. That was his stance, and I loved that. Like, I loved his demeanor too. He wasn't a hateful person. I really think like his motive of, he talked about Donald and Kamala and how bad they talked on each other, and how he was like, I don't want to do that, but here, this is what I'm gonna do for the country. Um, and unfortunately, the liberals ruined him, and that's why like liberals are just impossible to deal with.
Yeah.
As an apolitical, I will say this: the only issues I ever run into are with liberals. I never run into issues with conservatives. When I talked about RFK highly, conservatives respected me. Liberals were like, "Oh, you're brain dead," or "Oh, he's weird," or "Oh, he's anti-vax," and like all this
the
shit. And I'm like,
the
what? Go
party
fuck yourself.
the
So
party
like,
of love and acceptance. until you disagree with them.
Yeah, so like that's where I lost touch with liberals. But and not all liberals are like that. I do have some liberal friends that aren't in my face about being liberal. And I appreciate them for that. They're really good people too. Like they're very, very good people at heart. So not all liberals are bad, but the ones that I get the most shit from are liberals. So that being said, though, if you really hate Donald Trump as being president, join our group. We're not going to be political. Come make a fuck ton of money, and then you can give us the finger and leave. Like,
Yeah,
go for it.
sure.
Like, if if you really hate living in the United States, like, I would love to help you work in tandem with the United States, and then also you can go fuck off if you want. Like, you can go be rich and then fuck off wherever you want, and then nobody has to ever see you again if you really want to. So like
100%.
that's where I'm at with it. But yeah.
I don't know if you saw. I don't know um, Zerb Zarv's or his she hers name, but
Right, right.
if you look at the head of health from
Oh yeah,
2021,
she was like a fat slob.
bro, if you look at the head of health,
Yeah,
just we're not
fat
gonna put
slob.
the visuals up here on the pod, but just look it up on your own time. The head of health in 2021, head of health in 2025. RFK's shredded. He is jacked, bro. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think we've got we've got a lot of room for massive amounts of growth. And now to touch on what you said about the liberals, it's clear, plain as day, bigotry. If you're I love and accept you, but then as soon as you give a talking point that I don't agree with, you're a piece of garbage. I
Hmm.
hate you. You're the scum of the earth, and
Right.
then block you. It's really whack. And now I have friends that are liberals too. Of of the 33 people that blocked me, two people who I both know from high school, 33 blocked me and four of them cussed me out. Two people embarked and engaged me in conversation. We had great civil discourse. We came away from the conversation, agree to disagree. But both of us weren't trying to bring the other to the other line of thinking, right? We were
Hmm.
just both explaining the way we're seeing things, right? But again, like Coop said, join the CCK, guys. There are so many different things. Like one of my students that joined in that is from my warm network, she is very, very, very liberal, like mega liberal. We've had discussions
Oh,
about it. She's one of the ones that's able to, I don't agree with you, but that's okay. And I'm like, all right,
yeah.
cool, that's fine. But so there are people out there like that aren't in these siloed echo chambers. But unfortunately, we see a disproportionately large amount of people that are like that, that identify with that group. And I don't think it's, you don't have to agree with me. If you hate me because I say this, that's okay. But I don't think we should be mutilating children's reproductive organs. I don't think that men should
Yeah.
be competing in women's sports.
100%.
I'm sorry. That's just I don't even think that's even fringe far right. I just think
Uh-huh.
men shouldn't be in women's sports. We shouldn't mutilate kids. I think the philosophy or the idea to even incorporate into society minor attracted persons, I think you belong in a wood chipper. Like, no, just hard line.
Hmm.
That's not cool. Okay, it's really weird. I don't think these are weird. And I also, I'm a faith driven, God fearing man. I don't think we should be killing babies. I just don't. That's just my perspective. But I'm a little bit more on the liberal side, where like if it's in the first trimester, I'm cool with that, right? If you wanna get an abortion before you hit like 15 weeks, I think that's fine. You could have made that
Right.
decision a lot earlier. But I think what we're seeing from this manifesto is like we want to go all the way up to 51 weeks. That's insane. Like I
Hmm.
just think that. And if you're on the other side of the line and you don't think those things, that's okay. We're allowed to disagree
Yeah.
to agree to disagree, but that's just where I'm seeing things from through my lens of I'm a God-fearing, faith-driven man. And so I mean, we can just never agree on it. It's fine, but don't tell me I'm a piece of garbage because I see things the way I see them, bro.
Right.
That's weird, bro.
Hmm.
So that's the we'll close the political thing there because that's full fledged right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, how we do? You got something to do? How we doing for time? 4:44 over here on the clock.
Yeah, I gotta get going. Get get that dinner situated. But
That's what I'm about to do too. What are you doing
y-
for dinner? We're
uh,
starting the nighttime routine, huh?
yeah, the nighttime. Making some burgers, little zucchini, a little French fry. I don't really do processed foods, but tonight I'm making that exception. And then after that, I'll get to the research time. And actually, I probably won't do research tonight. I'll probably just do self reiki for like I might do it for a couple hours instead of 1 hour, just because body hurts. My body's been really hurting lately, so I'll probably give extra attention and care to that. Um, since my presentation's done for Saturday, so I'm pretty good on that end. And tomorrow's Friday, so I don't really have a whole lot. I was gonna prep for a live on LinkedIn, but I got canceled on, unfortunately. So yeah, man. Just yeah, probably self reiki tonight. But yeah, what about you?
This is gonna be so boring. You just said burgers, and I'm not even kidding. My mouth's salivating right now, bro. I'm jealous. I'm low key. I'm not as a Christian man. I'm not supposed to get jealous, but I'm jealous, bro. I'm about to have the most bland. This is the worst meal. It's not the worst meal ever. It's 93.7 lean ground beef and white rice.
Hmm.
That's it. And maybe I'll put a little sriracha in there.
Get a little
Just
mustard on that guy.
some mustard,
Yeah, dude, mustard's great.
dude. I'll give it a shot. I've never
Some
done the
pickles,
mustard.
yeah.
Okay, okay. What and pickles? I could make a burger bowl if I really wanted to. Throw some
That's what
shredded
I'm
lettuce
saying.
in.
Make a burger
You know,
bowl. That's
I'm
what I
gonna do
used to
that.
do. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
There you
And then
go.
also I'm gonna sit in a scalding, seething hot Epsom salt bath because I hit back and yesterday and
Uh
I
huh.
hit a PR. I hit 335. Pretty cool
Hey,
stuff
attaboy.
on DL.
There you go.
But I'm in pain. My whole body hurts real
Yeah,
bad. So I'm gonna,
I
I'm
feel
gonna do
you.
a little bit of R&R on this Thursday night, and that's that'll close it up. That'll be the wrap. I'll do my journaling and planning, and then I go to sleep pretty early. My schedule is 7 days a week, every day that ends in Y. I get up at 4 in the morning to
Hmm.
start my day. So I'm gearing down off technology and getting ready for bed at like 8:15, which is like I feel like an old man, bro. Like I said, I'm not fun. I've got the lifestyle of like a 75-year old, bro. But it's worth it.
You ready for Sedona?
I am ready for Sedona. That'll be a
It'll be
that'll
a good
be a,
time.
a time, bro. What,
Yeah, we're not gonna go clubbing and partying when we meet each other. Yeah, we're going to Sedona to hike and do some hippie shit. You know, be better to for our group. So yeah, yeah, it's gonna be good. No, I'm excited. I appreciate you for having me on your show, man. It's so great. I appreciate it. I'm excited for you.
bro? Thank you for being here. I'm sure we'll do it again. You're going to be probably my most reoccurring guest. One of these times we'll
Love
get the
that.
girls on here. We talk about them a lot, but bro, the audience probably thinks we're making them up, bro. They're our imaginary friends. They're not real.
We had Maggie on once, but yeah, Kimmy's a working girl. I think she's more introverted too, so I don't know. Well, actually she probably is extroverted, but she's been on my podcast once, but yeah, nailing her down because she's got an accounting job, so like she's kind of very important. So it's kind of hard
Bro,
to get a pinpoint for her date, but yeah, hopefully we can meet her in person soon too. So yeah.
dude, she's got to come to Sedona.
That's what I'm saying, Sedona, man. Well, I appreciate you, my brother.
Yeah, cool, bro. I'm glad to have you, and that'll be it.
All right,
Amen.
man.